Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting edition of Omnibros Live on a Thursday night. It's your boy Gio here from Manga Geekdom. Join me for a very special edition of Omnibros as I guess, give you my thoughts on the top manga released in 2024. This is just my opinion. So if you've got your own list, be sure to share it in the comments or in the live chat for the live viewers. Thank you all so very much. Let's see. We're flying solo, so you have to excuse the lack of professionalism here. Thank you. James, thank you so much. So welcome all to another installment. Let's give a shout out to our lovely sponsor. That is InStockTrades.com, your home for collected editions. You get your omnibus, trade paperback, hardcovers, manga, and more for great discounted prices that range from 42 to 50% off at times, sometimes even more. A lot of the manga that I have here that I'm going to highlight as my top releases, you can find at InStockTrades.com. If you place an order of $50 or more, you get free shipping in the US. And there's the loyalty discount, which adds an extra 2% discount to your order if you make it on a week-by-week basis. Great packaging, wonderful customer service, only when you visit InStockTrades.com. Shout out to our lovely sponsor. And at the end of the month, this time it will be on Monday, December 30th, we will be doing the gift card giveaway, value at $50, open to anybody out there in the world. All you got to do is show up for that show, hang out in the chat. We'll pick out a winner by the end of that stream. Other than that, monthly, it can be at any time. We just decided for that one specifically, sort of to wrap up the year, if you will. But thank you to our lovely sponsor, InStockTrades.com. Let me share the homepage here. Share my window. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. So as you can see, these are the current deals of the week, which we revealed on Monday. So if you watch the Monday shows, you can get the lowdown on all the new releases and the big discounts. You got that Catwoman, DC Finest, you got the Fable Omnibus, you got that Mighty Marvel Masterworks Hulk trade paperback volume 4, and you got that Superman 100 Project Hero Initiative trade paperback at 50% off. Look at that, $7. That's a great Christmas gift if you need something to gift someone. Of course, you got your new releases and the top sellers. This is insane, by the way. Holy guacamole. I need to talk about this. I know this is not a manga whatsoever. Okay, so shout out to the chat. 80% discount, $25. That is insane that you can get an omnibus at $25. Holy crap. I'm not a fan of Micronauts, but that is insane. That is a great deal right there. So go check them out. Go get the Micronauts. And of course, the other top sellers, you know the drill. 60% off for these books, all that fun stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So shout out. Oh, and there are sales going on. Year-end sale, damages, clearance, all that fun stuff. Manga Geekdom Community Discord. That's my Discord. If you want to hang out, we have a lot of fun over there. Appreciate it. H-Field, thank you for joining. Everybody, thank you so much. Shout out. Alrighty. I started technically it should have started 20 minutes ago, but I was waiting for co-hosts that were not going to show up, and I was not made aware of that. So I was sitting here like an idiot for 15, 20 minutes, just staring at my computer, and I thought, man, this is strange. And then I looked through my messages. I'm like, oh, that's why. It was not going to happen. So I immediately went live, and let's just get this over with. Sasmer, Micronauts is a pretty solid read. Great deal for $25. Even I'm tempted. I'm not interested in owning it. I'm not, no hate towards it, but at 25, that's a solid deal. So there you go. Shout out. All right, let's close this. Enough of that. Enough of this. There we go. So I don't really have a said topic because the whole premise was that I was going to have some co-hosts with me so that I could we could go back and forth with picks. So what I'm going to do, I am going to re-edit the entirety of this thing, and I'm just going to name it like Manga Geekdom's top manga of 2024. I'm going to change the thumbnail and everything and all that fun stuff. How does that sound? So if you guys have any questions, all that fun stuff, let me know in the comment section. And comment section, what am I doing? I'm not a professional. in the chat, I'd appreciate it. Let's see. That. So I literally was just recording a video for my channel before we before doing this. So I'm still in that mode over there. If you need a co-host, I'm sure anyone here in the chat will be an honor to join you to help you out. I appreciate that. Next year I will do that. Whenever I have to do a solo show, I'll pull one of you wonderful people, and you can join me, and we can hang out and chat. That'd be fun. Let's see. So I don't really have a haul that I can show. Actually, I do have 2 books. Hold on. This is live, everybody. Yay. All right. Just a small haul of manga. The first thing I got is volume 6 of Tsugumi Project. So we are 1 volume away from wrapping up this series, and I need to catch up. I left it at like volume 3 or 4 or something. I've been waiting for the final one to read everything in one go. There we go. And I got volume 4 of Initial D. Here's the omnibus, looking pretty yellowy. Not my favorite choice for colors, but it still looks solid in the inside. That is what counts. You can see here the cool action. I guess I can show you some of the art while we're at it, right? Okay. For Tsugumi Project, sorry. If I am a little scatterbrained tonight, I do apologize. What the hell is that? I can't, no. I'm not going to show that. Somebody puking in the manga panel. Here's some of the art for Tsugumi Project. This one's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed what I've read so far. I have no idea what's happening here. I'm probably spoiling myself looking at these things. But all for the sake of this stream and showing you all the cool stuff. Like, I don't know what's happening here, but it looks pretty fun. All right. So, yeah, shout out Tsugumi Project. So are you going to get the Funko Pop? The Omega Funko Pop? I do have it in my Bezos cart. So, yes, I may end up doing that. And you know what? I found, because I do collect, for anybody watching that doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about, I don't blame you. I collect the Jack-specific Sonic figures, the not based on the movies. I don't like those. The regular ones that are based on the games and the cartoons and comics and all that stuff. And I have most of the heroes. I think the only ones I'm missing from the heroes are the Chaotix team. So I'm missing Vector, Omega, SBO, the Charmy, the Bee, and missing somebody else from the good guys. I don't know. Yeah, and then most of the bad guys. I don't have Eggman. I don't have a bunch of the Robo Kings from the Robo bad guys from Sonic Mania. There's the King Robo. There's a Gunner. Those robots that are like egg shaped. I need those, and I don't have Chaos, and I don't have somebody else. Regular Metal Sonic. This is the 4-inch line. And the Omega figure is really expensive. Keep in mind, these are like $12 figures. So there's no justification for paying $50 of something that was between 10 and 12 bucks. I'm sorry. I'm not that type of collector. So I'm waiting, tracking stuff, and you know, when it drops down in price, I'm going to get it. There's a Funko Pop coming out for Omega. They're pretty much the same scale, 4 inches and something. So I'm thinking of getting the pop to replace the Jack specific toy if I can't find it. So I got until March to decide what I'm going to do. That's the story behind that Funko Pop. I just alienated half of our views. So there you go. 2 volumes behind Initial D. I got to get on track. You know what? I realized this is one of my goals for the next year. I really don't have room for a lot of series. I can wiggle stuff around. I can put stuff in storage. I can put stuff on the floor. I don't know. But I don't like doing that. And I figure, I'm not up to date with Initial D. So what I'll do with that series, I'm probably gonna get Omnibus 5 and then cool it for a little bit. I don't doubt these will get out of print anytime soon. And then I'll read through it and eventually continue getting it. Thankfully, there are 2-in-1, so technically I'd be owning 10 volumes of the original series. I got my XXX Holic Yuko figure, and she's so pretty. I'm in love. Do you have a link? Send me that. I'd like to see it. I don't know which figure. I know the character, but I don't know which figure it is. And speaking of figures, oh man, I am obsessed with. I have a ton of pre-orders for figures. That is not good. I just emailed Ami the other day. I'm like, yeah, I know you guys don't like me canceling stuff, but I kind of have to cancel this thing in particular because I'm not getting it. I think I've told the story before, but they hounded my butt before for doing that. That was not fun. I've got manga to sell, but I've never tried to sell online yet because it makes me nervous. I was nervous. Now I'm just lazy and don't want to deal with the seller and the shipping that stuff. And I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I'll just do Facebook Marketplace listings for pickup only. That could be a thing too. I tried listing some comics on Facebook Marketplace. A lot of people, they clicked on it because you can see the data, but nobody wanted it. It was I think it was my Batman Rebirth oversized hardcovers. Anywhere online and the Facebook groups and the comic collectors, they would go nuts over that stuff. I listed it local and nobody was interested. For some reason over here, the trade and hardcover culture is not there. That was something that I was not expecting. So yeah. That's the figure link. Oh, I gotta go into hold on. I gotta go into YouTube because StreamYard does not let me see the links, right? Initial D is going to be 16 Omnis. I think so, yes, because it's 2-in-1 and it's a lengthy series. Okay, how do I do this without echoing? Shut up! Oh my god. Okay, there we go. All right, I should have the chat open, so if you send me the link, I can view it. Oh, James can't see any links on his side. Okay. So yeah, do that, please, pretty please. Okay, you know what? Since it's just me by myself, let's just get this topic started. Let's not delay it further. So it might be a shorter stream than I thought. Okay. My first pick for best manga released. This was a solid year for manga releases. We had a lot of surprise announcements at the end of 2023 that trickled into 2024, and I think almost everything got released. Deluxe editions, omnibus, box sets, all that stuff. Yes, these are 2-in-1s. Yes, you're correct. So it should be quite a few volumes of Initial D. So the first book that I'm going to highlight, one of my picks, again, my only pick, because it's just me, for one of the best manga released in 2024 is definitely the Trigun Deluxe Edition hardcover. I'm so excited that I finally have this. I've wanted to own Trigun for so many years. I was hesitant because they've never released the original anime on Blu-ray. It's only had a DVD release. The movie, Badlands Rumble, sorry, that has a Blu-ray release, but the original series, which is what I wanted, does not. And the manga was super out of print, but we now have it in deluxe edition. I remember the people complaining online because the translation stuff was not fixed. Everybody assumed this was going to be a brand new translation thing or whatever, but no, this was just basically them upgrading the book to oversized edition, and that's it. But I'm thankful that I have it, even with the minor errors here and there, and I can finally own such a legendary 90s series. I'm trying to show panels that don't spoil anything, but yeah, definitely one of my favorite releases of 2024, and it's still going, right? Because we got Trigon Maximum. We have the first first three hardcovers. I think Volume 4 comes out in February. Right. 5 should be like 2 months after that or something. And I know the final one will be near the start of summer, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, pretty cool. What are you guys doing? No, we still can't see it. Hold on. No, I can't see any links. type the, if you can, Hfield, type the name. Oh, here it is. Okay. Emon Toys. Hold on, everybody. I need to figure this out. I'm on Toys Xholic. Let's see. Yuko. Okay. Yuko. I'm on Toys. Oh, dude, that's solid. That's a great figure. All right, I'll let me go through the list and then I'll highlight the figure and we can goof around talking about toys. I love that. Thank you everybody for joining Morning from the Other Side of the World. Yeah, let's go. It's 9:34 p.m. over here. And after this, I'm going to continue editing a video and then crash out and go to bed. Kane, thank you so much, bestie, for joining. Good evening, everyone. A little late, but it's okay. You got here just in time. It should have been earlier, but you know how you start super late on this show, especially on the Thursday show. So that was my first pick. Another of my favorites of the year has to go to the Hachioji Specialty Tengu's Love by Tomo Nanao. I talked about this in my on my channel. This was one of my most anticipated fall releases. This is a romance with yokai lore, of course. I am a big fan of yokai. And this one humanizes the Tengu in a very fun, interesting way. Basically, it's a love story that forms between these two characters. The main guy here, he was rescued years ago when he was a kid by this character right here. She's a Tengu princess. And I believe it was, if it happens on consecutively a third time or something, there is a promise to wed. So now when it happens again, basically the two characters are engaged, but the main guy does not want that. And the princess, she is escaping the Tengu society and venturing to the human world. And it's more about her learning all the different stuff that happens with us regular humans and the lifestyle and all the different foods and all that stuff. It's very sweet, very wholesome. It's well written. I really like her character and her personality and the interactions between them as a couple. I think it's great. And this is a pretty heavy trade. Look at that. Or not a trade, a tankobon. Look at that. Lots of issues here. It has... Oh my God, I'm speaking in comic book terms and it's annoying me. I do apologize. This has 6 chapters going and some bonus stuff. But it looks great. You can see here some of the art. It's pretty clean. I like it. I dig it. I love the heavy inks on the blacks here. Looks great. And there's a particular panel that I want to highlight, and it's towards the beginning. This is my favorite illustration. When I saw this, I thought, man, I got to have this book. We don't see the princess at the beginning. She has her Tengu mask. But we don't know what's going to happen. It's very ominous, but obviously this is a romantic comedy, so there's nothing to fear. And of course, I can't find it. What the heck? What the heck? No, not that. Is it this one? Oh shoot. Oh, here it is. I love this panel right here. That's badass. I love it. I don't know what I was getting myself into here, but I was on board when I saw this, and obviously it turns into a much sweeter story as you keep going. But definitely do recommend it. Tango's Love. What's going on with Ubel Blatt? I know that it happens from time to time. The Yen Press shipments are they get delayed because I know our sponsor IST did not get some books in recently. Fortunately, I wasn't interested in Ubel Blatt. Don't hate me, Josh, because there's the anime coming out, so I'm gonna watch the show instead of getting the manga. 2025 needs to be the year you read, even if you slit my mouth, Mr. Yokai Connoisseur. I will do that. I have it on my Manga Plus on the phone. I should add it to the web browser and start reading it. I'm trying to read less digital manga. I don't do scans, unfortunately, for a lot of people. I know that's how everybody is up to date with stuff. I'm not. I don't like doing that, and I try to read as little as possible digitally. I want to focus on physical stuff, but I will read it because it is on Manga Plus. The list is Oh My God is Trigun and Vinland. All you need from 2024. At some point next year, Josh, I promise you I will pick up Oh My Goddess because I do like the series. I like the anime, the different versions of the anime. Personal bias aside, Black Clover Volume 35 was top 3 releases this year. Nice. I haven't kept up with Black Clover. I am like 3 years behind on that series. I do apologize, but I do like it. Actually, next book, Thunder 3. I was literally talking, going over this on a first impressions video that I'm recording right now. It should be out tomorrow, where I talk a little bit about this and just geek out over it. I love this so much. When I heard the premise, I said, yes, sign me up. That is my shit. I love it. Basically, these kids warp themselves through sci-fi shenanigans into an alternate Earth where it's very hyper realistic, and obviously the characters here are not realistic. They're drawn more shonen aesthetics, shonen manga, but the world that they travel is not like that. So of course they stand out. Look at the Futaba, the little girl there. And in that alternate world, there are aliens, and the aliens consider Futaba a danger, and they're trying to capture her to study her. I think because they know she's from an alternate reality. And you get massive stuff like this, like, holy crap, that's an alien spaceship. Turns out this is a superhero comic in disguise because the main trio discover that them being there alters how they interact with the Earth, I guess. And like, if they jump really high, it's literally like a super jump, or if they run, they're going to run at super speed, stuff like that. So they're starting to develop superpowers. And look at this panel. Poor Futaba. She is so distressed, and I felt so bad because all she wants is her brother, and she can't find him. Let me show you the aliens real quick. Aliens, where are you? Like, look at this contrast. This is pretty hilarious. You have these guys here wandering the streets, and everybody's like gawking and taking pictures like, oh, these guys look like anime characters. What is happening? And then you see realistic characters like this. A lot of people want to speculate that it might be Oku doing this, if the creator of Gods. I don't know. I'd like to think it isn't, and because we don't really know too much about the creator, Yuki Ikeda. So I don't know what to tell you on that. Where is the damn alien? What the hell? Sorry, folks. Jess would say, are you a professional or not? And I would say, no, I'm not. Alien, hello. Oh, look at this. Okay. Pretty gnarly. Check out this bad guy right there. I don't know what's happening right now, but yeah, they're fighting that guy. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, that's what's happening. There we go. These guys are like super tall compared to her. And this scene is hilarious because um, they're trying to study her and messing around with her head, but she's also got like superhuman resistance levels, and the lasers are not doing anything to her. So it could have been a gruesome scene, but it's not, and it turns pretty comical because they're trying their hardest to examine her, and nothing's happening, nothing's working. Yeah, so definitely check out Thunder 3 if you're into superheroes and comics and action manga. Character design is very case closed. Yes, definitely. Kodansha had a humble bundle with a lot of titles, including Vinland. Nice. I do want to get Thunder 3, but after I go through my current manga and comic backlog. Nice. I don't know how I feel about the really cutie looking characters against the super detailed backgrounds and other drawings for that Thunder series. I dig it. Might not be for everybody, but I like that craziness. I'm into that, so I wanted to check it out. It's different. I'll say that much. And the trim size is a little bit different too. Check this out. I did not know it was going to be a little bit wider. That's interesting. And I love how this looks. It's straight out of a comic. Love the coloring and the logo. And in the back, you get these panels here from the actual book. And if you flip it to this side, you get the description here with the signature of the mangaka. That's pretty unique. So pretty cool. Kodansha, way to go. Next book on my list. This is by Shoujo Beat and Viz. We got, and my copy's all banged up. I don't know why. What happened there? One of my favorite reads, Otaku Vampire's Love Bite. I really enjoyed this by Julieta Suzuki. This is a comedy romance about this girl. She's a vampire. She's an otaku. She lives at the start of the manga. She's in Europe with her dad, and all she wants to do is just stay at home, watch her favorites, read and stuff. And her dad is concerned that she's not going out and doing stuff that a normal vampire would do, and trying to get to know her daughter a little bit more better. Introduces her to an anime that's about vampires. I believe it was called Vampire Cross. And she falls in love with it and decides that I love these DVDs, but what is best is for me to move to Japan and experience otaku culture at the source. So she travels to Japan, and it's just her geeking out about all these things. Eventually in the story, we found out that her neighbor, which you can see here, looks very similar to the one of the characters in the anime that she likes. So she is super enamored and excited and super nerdy about it. You can see some of the art here, and she is a delight. The reason I love this manga is because of our main character. She is really funny, wholesome, sweet, naive at times, but there's a twist. She's not as weak of a vampire as you might be thinking, just because she's an otaku. I'm not going to reveal it in case you're interested, but there's more to her than meets the eye. That's a reference to Transformers. See what I did there? So she's going to transform, and you're going to love it. I don't know. That was a weird transition. I apologize. But yeah, definitely enjoyed this. I can't wait for volume 2, which comes out soon. Oh boy, what do we got here? No, not that. Also from Shoujo Beat, this was super hyped up by a lot of people, and I'm really excited that it finally came out and everybody can buy it. And if you were one of the many requesting that this could get a reprint, and you're not getting it, shame on you, because they're going out of their way to print this in 3-in-1s. That is great. This is Red River. This will be my first time reading it. I read a couple chapters in, and then I just got distracted by life, and I haven't gone back to it. but I do plan on collecting it. Great fantasy, romance, isekai story, historical fiction, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I could give you a more thorough review, but again, this isn't the first time that I'm reading Red River. But it's one of those legendary series that I think people should check out. Can I? Yeah. Here's some of the art over here. I think volume 2 comes out in like a month or two. I'm not too sure about that. Look, she said the thing. Water. The water's red. Get it? Red River. There you go. There it is. First spine. Lovely, lovely omnibus edition, if you ask me. Oh boy. This is a mess that I have here. I apologize. What the hell? Okay. And next up on the list, another Shoujo B title. Colette Decides to Die, Volume 1. This is a 2-in-1. Really lovely stuff. I fell immediately in love with this series as soon as I started reading. I did not know it was going to be based on like Greco-Roman stuff and the Greek gods and all that stuff. And I was on board immediately. So basically, Colette, she's an apothecary, super overworked, and makes a foolish decision to jump into a well. But fortunately, that well turns out to be a portal to the underworld where she meets Hades, and Hades is sick. She can't help but treat his wounds, even though she's immortal. And through her interactions at the start of the manga with the underworld and Hades and all that stuff, sort of gets a new lease on life and a new understanding of what it means to live out your life as best as possible, and goes back with renewed interest and vigor to continue her work as an apothecary and helping people that are sick and need and all that stuff. And more stuff happens there. The adventure continues, obviously. It's a lengthy series, but I do like the art a lot. It's great. And like I said, the themes of all the Greek mythology and all that is really cool. That's really awesome. And one of my favorite panels, actually, it's the very beginning right here. This illustration I loved right here when she ends up in the dungeon and the skeletal bodyguard figures in the underworld. I thought they were pretty hilarious. They're pretty upset that Colette is there, but that's part of the charm. So I do recommend it. It's a lot of fun. What else we got here? Ooh, it's a lot of books. All right. Place them over here. Ooh, all right. This next one is by 7 Seas. We got My Dear Detective, Ichigo's Case Files, Volume 1. I believe this was already out digitally and has a bunch of volumes. This is my first time reading it. I talked about it. All these books at some point I've talked about on my channel. If you want to check it out, Manga Geekdom. So yeah, got this. There we go. We essentially follow our main character here. She is a private investigator in the 1920s. This is a transition period from eras, and now women are taking a much more active role in society and work and all that stuff. A lot of people don't take kindly to that, and we've seen that in real life. Obviously, whenever there's big change, a lot of people are for it and others are against it, and it was interesting to see that aspect. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, just her deciding to be out in the workforce and all that stuff. So it's mostly her drama of choosing this career as a detective and solving cases and the backlash that she'll face, but obviously solving cases. Most of these chapters are her solving different mysteries that range from the more simpler kind to the more complicated, more dramatic. And so it's very episodic in nature. Eventually she meets this guy over here that I'm forgetting his name, and he ends up helping her with the cases, and they form a pretty cool friendship. and I really enjoyed this. I love the art. It is extremely expressive. This is one of my favorite panels here for the manga. So yeah, the cases aren't super complicated or anything. It's not like the most detective focused work. It's more about the relationship of the characters and all that stuff, and of course the main protagonist and all that. But a lot of people were excited for this one, and I was too. I really enjoyed it. Definitely check it out, My Dear Detective. Okay, next one. Here it is. I talked about volume 4, but I do got volume 1. Thank you, Josh, for helping me get volume 1 right here. This was the Kinokuniya variant cover that came out. We finally have Initial D. This was a huge surprise to a lot of us when it was announced that they were able to get this Kodansha long out of print from the Tokyo Pop days. They rescued this, new translation, new formats with the Omnibus 2-in-1s. I think it is spectacular. This is the definitive way to read Initial D. You don't need to know a whole lot. Homeboy is delivering food and eventually gets into the street drag racing scene, and it just goes off from there. The main appeal are the cars. Holy guacamole, this looks intense. I love the crazy visuals and aesthetics that this manga provides. The character designs, they're goofy, they're silly. You know, I can't recommend that on that alone. I mean, look at these guys over here. But it's mostly the racing stuff where this truly shines. I mean, it is a legendary series if you're a car aficionado. Look at that. Fantastic. I'm not a car guy whatsoever. I could care less. But this is extremely cool and intense. And if I could own a dream car, it would be the Trueno right here. I would love to own this car. Maybe one day when I'm rich, I'll import one straight from Japan. But definitely enjoy Initial D. And we were talking about it earlier. I recently hauled volume 4 of the Omnibus editions. The car designs are amazing. Makes me long for the days of simpler cars. Yes, absolutely. I was listening to the Initial D soundtrack the other day, driving to work, and I was stuck in traffic next to some really slow drivers, and the songs were just blasting on the stereo, on the radio. Sorry, and I was thinking, like, man, if I could, I don't drive super fast, nor I go super slow. I'm right in the middle. But when I listen to that, I'm like, man, I wish there weren't any cars around and I could just fly off and safely, responsibly, right? But I love me some Initial D. Read volume 1 and enjoyed it. Yeah. I do want to get the other volumes, but after I read through my backlog. Nice. That first volume of Vampire Otaku's Love Bite made me laugh so much. It is really funny. I was surprised as well. That was probably why I liked it so much, the humor. Excited for volume 2. Same. What else do I got here? The list is dwindling. Sorry, folks. I don't have a lot compared to some other YouTubers. Magi Lumiere, Magical Girls Inc. Volume 1 came out this year. It did come out this year, right? I'm not making it up. First printing March. Okay, yes. I love Magical Girls. I think they're awesome. It's super fun to have that in manga, and I love this series. Basically, it's taking the concept of magical girls and placing them in the workforce and the tropes and all that stuff. So we have the Magi Lumiere Magical Girls Inc. business. They are an indie startup company, and they only have one magical girl, which you see here at the back. Our main protagonist is looking for a job. She comes across this company as they're solving a case in a building because this world, when evil proliferates, it's a gateway for these kaiju-like monsters or evil monsters to show up, and the magical girls dispose of them. And the main protagonist is there when that happens and ends up helping the magical girl to save everybody and kill off that monster or capture it. So they decide to give her an opportunity to work at the company, and she does. So we see what it's like to be a magical girl through her eyes as a rookie, and getting all the equipment and powers and abilities and all that stuff. The whole cast is quite eccentric, so that's part of the fun. So I definitely do recommend this if you're into action superhero comics and want to read a little bit more a more glammed up version of that. I do recommend Magi Lumiere. There is an anime which I believe it's still airing its first season, but I was very disappointed by the art in it, the animation, I should say. So I would recommend the manga first. But let me show you some of the art here. Look at that. I really like this art a lot. It's super clean, well-rounded, and I like the action in it. Easy to follow, but really cool. And some great character designs as well. Let me go over here. Yeah, look at that. There are transformation sequences, which is a staple of Magical Girls. See if I can find it. Yep, and here, look at that. It can't be a Magical Girl manga without the transformation sequence. So really cool stuff. Volume 5, I believe, is the latest one that came out. I can't wait to get that. I do recommend it. This is from Yen Press. We got Sister and it's blurry. Sorry, Sister and Giant. I really enjoyed this. This manga is about this pair of sisters here. One of them is tiny. The other one is a giant. She's a giant elf. They're not technically blood related. The main character is the smaller one. She got isekai'd after I believe she got hit by, if it wasn't a car, it was a train or something like that. She's in this new world and she's pretty ruthless. She befriends the giant elf, and their bond sort of makes them siblings. The giant elf, she's part of a giant tribe, and she was discriminated on by her peers, I believe, at first because she couldn't do magic and stuff like that. So they abandoned her. These two gravitate towards each other and form a sister sibling relationship, and they go around this fantastic Earth that is very inspired by dark fantasy elements and RPG stuff with guilds and classes and magic stuff. They go around solving problems for people, taking care of bad guys and protecting the town from monsters, that sort of thing. She's a giant. The little one is like a little giant, and she's more ruthless than the bigger one, so that's part of the fun. Not technically blood related, got me worried. Nothing bad happens here. Nothing sketchy happens. I don't think there's any fan service, but it has some crazy monster designs. Look at this nonsense right here. I was not expecting this. When I saw these creatures and the fighting that happens here, the brutality of it, it made me want to pick it up, and I enjoyed it. There's some sketchy stuff that happens with some bad guys that try to essay some folk, but part of being a scumbag in an alternate reality, I guess. But they get taken care of. Don't worry. So yeah, look at that. That's insane. There is a reason why she was isekai'd, and we do find out in the volume with another character. So that's a spoiler for volume 2 and onwards. Let me show you. Yeah, let me show you some of the art. It's fun. It's a fun action-y isekai series. I do recommend it if you're into that stuff. Here's some more art. Yeah. And there's a huge spoiler that happens with this character that I thought was awesome. When she shows her true abilities, that was pretty badass. The last one on the list for me, we got Steel of the Celestial Shadows. I believe this came out this year. If not, I'm going to look like a fool. Wait a minute. Where was it? First printing, January. Yes, made it. This is great. We have our main protagonist who is a samurai, and he has a curse where he can't come in contact with steel. It warps and bends to evade him, and he can't find a job, and he's disgraced. The people around him consider him a failure and not a man, because he can't do any samurai work. So he applies to be a bodyguard for a famous, was it a daimyo or famous politician or something like that, and happens to one day come across this beautiful lady that ends up marrying him, and there's magic involved with her, but he doesn't realize it at first. And at the end of the first volume, she gets taken away by some bad guys, which opens the door for our main protagonist to learn about the magical side of things, with all these different characters that can use different curses and abilities and all that stuff. And of course, he's going to venture on to rescue his wife, and some other stuff happens. I'm not going to go too much into it. I don't want to spoil things, but I did enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I believe Volume 5 is the latest one over here that's coming out. I could be mistaken. And one of the best things about it that intrigued me is the art. I love the character designs here. It is so stylized. It doesn't go too much into the cartoony side of things, but it has that flair, and it contrasts itself pretty well with the backgrounds, and pretty semi-realistic and all that stuff. Just very unique stuff. I like when creators can do stuff like this that's out of the norm of a typical samurai manga. I like samurai stuff. I'm not huge into it, not super knowledgeable, but I like this one a whole lot. Look at that. Gorgeous stuff. Every volume is beautifully crafted. Recommend it. Love Steel of Celestial Shadow, just a great series. I believe in Japan they got like at least 10 volumes already. So I'm waiting to see if we get more. I hope it doesn't get canceled or anything. I love to get my original 89 Honda Civic DX back. I love that car. It was so simple to drive and easy to take care of. Nice. Yeah. Let's see. I put in the thumbnail a bunch of other stuff. Pink and Habanero, which I've not read. I know a lot of people are into. You know what? I have not read Ashitano Joe, Fighting for Tomorrow. That's on the thumbnail. I can predict that is going to be one of the best manga released in 2024. It comes out next week. I don't own it, but I'm confident enough in my years of manga tubing that I can safely say that is going to be one of the best manga released. Fool Night is another one that a lot of people got super excited about. Unfortunately, I don't have it. I've not read it. I've seen it. It looks great, and I've been wanting to pick it up. I know Volume 3 is coming out soon, so I will get that at some point. Dragon and Chameleon was talked about recently on this stream, and how great it was, but I've not read it. Hidayasumi, a lot of people in the manga tubing community, they've picked it up and praised it a lot. I decided not to get it because space is limited, and I'm focusing on the stuff that I'm already collecting, because I have a lot of series that are in like Volume 5s, Volume 10s, that sort of thing. So I mostly collect shorter running series and like stuff that already ended. Maybe one day when I get enough space, I can just blindly start getting everything, but not right now. The Fable had the omnibus release that a lot of people were excited for. Fortunately, that series is not for me. I enjoy crime stories, but I'm not an active reader or watcher of them. It's not so. I know it's not something that I would like to own. I tried. I really tried, and I watched the anime, which a lot of the fans of the manga did not like. but it's I don't know. I'd like to give it another shot. Hanky Pim, I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for joining. The Fable and Hideyasumi are two of my favorites to read. Nice. There we go. What else? What about you guys? What are some of your favorite reads of 2024 when it came to manga? Let me know. Stuff that came out. Let me double check on something real quick here. Another one that I wanted to mention is, let me go to my thumbnails real quick. Kagurabachi came out. I read that. I read a couple of chapters on that through the Manga Plus website, and I am not. That is not. I'm not the target audience for that manga. But if you like it, more power to you. Versus was another manga that people were excited for. Tank Chair, I've heard great things about. I do want to read it. I follow the mangaka on Twitter, and they post some really cool stuff, so I do want to check that out. Otonari Complex is another one. It is pervy, but a lot of people picked it up, and it sold really well from what I've been told. I hate that I'm mentioning it. I'm mentioning it. There we go. Do you like Big Girls, the Omnibus edition or the thick edition? That sold pretty well. I Want to Do Bad Things with You. The Smudge line or Living the Line or whatever with UFO Invasion, Her Frankenstein. Those horror books I think they did really well. We got the H.P. Lovecraft stuff that came out. I didn't put it in the thumbnail, but I could talk about that as well. The Cthulhu manga, that looks fantastic. I'm still pissed off that I bought it because I know that's going to get a deluxe edition, and like a sucker, I'm going to go ahead and double dip and get it. Both. Yeah, do both. Why not? What are some of your favorite books that came out this year, and what are some of your favorite reads of this year? Let me know. Excuse me. Oop. I love Hideyasumi. Want to get the other volumes. I know I'm gonna love it, but I have no room for it, and it stresses me the F out. Like, I look at my collection, and I know that I can fit stuff in there, but when all the new stuff comes in, like I'll do a monthly haul, and it's time to pack it all away, I'm like, man, it's getting tighter and tighter. What the hell am I doing? So I've decided to scale back a little bit and not get everything. Kind of sacrifice a few popular manga, but yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's not like it's dependent on me to get these things. A lot of people are going to get them, so it's fun. It sucks for me as a content creator that I can't talk about the new stuff, but that's one of the things I'm going to be focusing on next year. A lot of interesting stuff coming out. Also box sets. Fire Force had the box set releases. Blue. What's the blue one? Blue Lock had a box set release, right? And freaking Delicious in Dungeon just had a box set come out a week or two ago. Those are fun. Just do what I do, Gio. Put finished manga in a plastic storage bin and put it away. Then you'll have more room. I do have storage bins, actually, and I've been toying with that. I just need to make room for the actual bins, and I can store them away. Actually, I'm going to store away some of the comics, especially the DC and Marvel stuff, because I'm not actively collecting DC or Marvel, and I'm fine with what I have. So I do prefer collecting indie comics more than superhero stuff. I've been on a massive superhero burnout for years now. I could get in on it, but it's just gonna upset me, and a lot of people are gonna get upset, and they're not gonna like good old Geo bashing superhero comics. My favorite releases of the year: Steel of the Celestial Shadows. Nice. Hideyasumi. There we go. Another Hideyasumi. Full Night. My favorite read of the year: Dungeon Meshi. Delicious in Dungeon was absolutely another one of my favorite reads this past year. I read the first 2 volumes, and I need to buy that box set. I want to get it. I did like it, and I love the anime. The anime was easily one of the best anime of the year, for me at least. Don't have a definitive list or anything, but a few of my favorites this past year have been Sketchy. I've got to read that. I want to read My Girlfriend's Child, but typically with me, I love a good drama, but I like to collect more into like supernatural stuff and sci-fi to own. But I would love to read My Girlfriend's Child and Emma. Nice. That's why I don't have it. But I've been tempted in the past to get it. So yeah, going back to the storage bin, I might do that and store away the Marvel stuff and the DC. I am interested in some DC and Marvel books coming out next year, but it's only a handful. It's not like other people that are like getting dozens and dozens. So I'm fine with that. If I can do that, I'll have a lot more room for manga. Another release this year that came out that I should talk about, that I should mention. What was it? Oh my god, it's the Green Yuri. What the hell's the name of that manga? I forgot the name of it, but I know everybody calls it Green Yuri. And I talked about it on my channel. Hold on. The guy she was interested in wasn't a guy at all. That also came out. I did not pick it for this show and tell, but that was another great release, beautifully crafted. It's a little pricey. That was one of my complaints, but I get it. The heavy inks and the green tones throughout. This is a very experimental deluxe manga to get. It's a larger trim size, a lot of green hues and backgrounds and all that stuff. So it's a half colored book. So I get the high price range. It was 20 something bucks. So I was very thankful that I was sent a review copy. Otherwise, I don't know if I would have picked it up. But I really did enjoy that one. I do recommend it. I got that. And the yokai art book. It's not a manga. It's an art book. But it's my streams. Damn it. That's how I'm going to include it. Yokai from Shigeru Mizuki. That ever since it was announced in the solicits last year, I've been eagerly anticipating that. And I was so upset when it got delayed twice. But it finally came out this October of 2024. And I got it. And it is so good. I love it so much. I read Attack on Titan this year. Must not have understood it. I did not like it nearly as much as everyone else. That's okay. Yeah. I prefer the anime over the manga. I read the whole manga of Attack on Titan. It's all right. Not the masterpiece that a lot of people claim it to be, in my honest opinion, but to each their own. I like a lot of weird stuff that people hate, and vice versa. So, surprising series I enjoyed this year from Rahul, if I'm saying that correctly. Soloist in a Cage and Colorless. I know those two, but I have not read them. I really want to pick up the guy she wasn't interested in. By the time I could fit it in my budget, it sold out, and I haven't got around to copying a restock. It's good. I liked it. Let me double check if I missed anything from my thumbnails. Let's see. Another one that came out is My Love Story with Yamada-kun, level 999 or whatever, 999. Controversial release. Inklore with their first manga debut, and the cover was altered. There were some translation issues, I think, or some typesetting stuff. I'm not too sure. I don't have it. I've only consumed the anime for it because it's streamed on Crunchyroll. I did enjoy the show a lot, and I do at some point would like to own the series because it was a pretty fun story. This Monster Wants to Eat Me, I enjoyed. It's a Yuri monster romance series. Let's Do It Already, a lot of people were excited for. Nos and Sakuro, that was another release that I really enjoyed. Not necessarily the best, but for my list, yeah, it was pretty cool. Gokuraku Guy was fun. It's super stylized, not the most unique series in the world, but stylistically, easily one of the best of the year, in my honest opinion. Uh, um, Snowball Earth came out. A lot of people were excited for that one. I have not read it, but it looks fun. What's the one from Shoujo Beat that I have volume 1 of? Oh my gosh, I have it. Oh my gosh, what is it? Hold on. Oh, what is it? Oh my goodness. My goodness. Speaking of releases, Go Ghost. That was a fun one as well. Volume 2 came out recently. Let's go over here. Hold on. I should have waiting music while I Google stuff. I really need to get that. I wish StreamYard was a much more complicated software, freeware that we could add stuff like a switcher and transitions and stuff instead of just clicking uploaded GIFs and stuff. Hold on. Let's go here. I'm looking through a wish list that I made of manga that I should have volumes there that I can talk about. What is it? Oh, there we go. Last quarter. Last quarter, I got volume 1. Have not read it yet. I do plan on checking it out soon. From Ayazawa. That one, a lot of people were excited for. The other one is Blood Blade came out, volume 1. I like the concept, but the copy pasting from the author kind of ticked me off. So I got volume 3, but did not get volume 4. Smoking Behind the Supermarket, that was unexpectedly wholesome and loving. That I do recommend. A loving romantic series. And some others. Yeah. Tales of the Tendo Family. Forgot about that one. I picked that one up. I am enjoying it, even though it has some pretty bad lettering issues from that series. It is pretty bad. Cat from Our World and the Forgotten Witch was surprisingly good. I am excited for it. We have 2 more volumes coming out. I think it's 5 total because it did end in Japan. Go Ghost was definitely a really fun read. I'm excited to check out volume 2. I looked through it and it looks great. Smoking Behind the Supermarket is on the to be read. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I really like it. I did mention it in my video that these types of stories, you start reading it and at some point it gets repetitive because every chapter is new scenarios where you can go and laugh about the shenanigans that these characters get into. And it takes them a while for any meaningful progression of moving into the next stage of whatever relationship forms. And then they start doing the same gags all over again until eventually something major happens or the manga finishes. And I'm not huge into that, but for this, it was surprisingly fun to read the quirky stuff that happens to the main couple here. They're not a couple yet, but they're getting there. It's gonna happen. I love Smoking Behind the Supermarket. I'm getting impatient for the next volume. Dude, the next volume comes out in March, April, something crazy like that. Volume 2. When did volume 2 come out? Hold on. And let's go over here. Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. Volume 2 came out. When did Volume 2 come out? Volume 2 came out back in May. Holy damn. May of 2024. And Volume 3 is set to drop in Was it? Or wait, no, not volume 3. My bad, my bad. Volume 4 is the one I'm thinking of, right? Volume 3 came out in September. There we go. Volume 3. It's volume 4 that I'm annoyed by. Volume 4 comes out in March. So yeah, we've had to wait a while since September for more. Oh yeah, the typesetting stuff is insane. Tales of the Nintendo Family. I think I'm gonna pause getting it for a little bit because I'm just overwhelmed with so many series. But I do plan on continuing getting Tales of the Nintendo Family. Yeah, thank you. Yes, volume 4 is ways off. Same with what was the Square Enix book? Oh shoot, My Dress of Darling. Volume 13 comes out in like April. That is insane. Because volume 12 came out in August or September of this year. So that one has like a 6-month wait for new volumes. So I got that. Let's see. I did pick up Magic Knight Ray Earth, the new translated editions, the smaller books, which are a lot of fun. And I was scared that they weren't going to do the second part, but I believe it got solicited. I don't know if it's on the Barnes and Noble or Base's website, but it should be there. So yeah. The prose novel series Before the Coffee Gets Cold was a surprisingly wonderful series. I enjoyed reading that so much. I do want to read the latest volume. Nice. Cool. Gang, let me give a shout out to our sponsor, InStockTrades.com, making tonight's broadcast happen. Your home for collected editions. You get your omnibus, trade paperback, hardcovers, manga, and more for great discounted prices that range from 42 to 55% off with the new DC Finest books. Free shipping in the US at $50 or more. Loyalty discounts adds an extra 2% discount to your order if you make it on a week-by-week basis. Great packaging, wonderful customer service, only when you visit our sponsor, InStockTrades.com. I think the good majority of the books I talked about and showed here, you can find at InStockTrades.com. So go check them out. Shout out. Friend of the show. Yes, Magic Knight Ray Earth Volume 2. Volume 1 is up for pre-order. Can't wait. When is that coming out? Do you know? Magic Knight Ray Earth Volume 2 or 2 Volume 1. There we go. Publication dates. July. Holy crap! We're gonna wait a while. The previous one came out in May of 2024. Damn, almost a full year. But I'm excited that they're doing them. Volume 2 is set for September of next year. So yeah. So 3 more and we'll do that. 2025. Jesus. I tried to read the first volume of Ray Earth, and maybe it's because it was the old translation, but I was not vibing with it at all. Watch the show instead. I would recommend the show or the Sega Saturn game. Maybe try the show first and then go back to the manga, because that was how I learned about Ray Earth, through the anime. It's one of the first legit isekai, in that, I mean, isekai has been around forever, but like the modern isekai tropes and all that stuff, one of the older series where you can trace all that stuff is Ray Earth. Plus, it's got the robots and the world saving and superpowers and all that stuff. Hell yeah. Let's see. Did I miss anything? I don't know. There was, or this month, Blend S came out. A lot of people are excited for that one. The anime was pretty legendary when it first came out. And Titan has a bunch of stuff as well. Somali in the Forest Spirit, Guardian Spirit, whatever. That is one of my most recommended books for this month, December. So yeah, that is sort of my list for all you wonderful people. I hope you enjoyed it. going to cut it off here because I need to do some other stuff. If you got any questions, drop them in the live chat right now before I close this bad boy. You can find me when I'm not here on my YouTube channel, Manga Geekdom, where I talk about all the manga that I'm reading. I should have a first impressions video coming out tomorrow. And next week, I should be dropping the most anticipated manga coming out in 2025. I've been combing through all the different releases. It is insane, and I'm working on that video, and I thought about doing a super long ass video with like 30 books per company, but it's way too much for this guy. So I'm going to scale it back. It's going to be like 5 or 6 books per company. Yeah. Prospects for 2025. Manga wise? Or not manga wise, YouTube wise, I want to get more efficient in putting out better reviews, more solid reviews, expanding the channel to different sites, managing the collection a little bit better, not procrastinating so much. Yeah, continue to grow the channel and get many more subscribers. That's one of my main goals. I saw this. I didn't know what the hell you were talking about, and then I read it now when I clicked on it, and now it hit it. Oh, James, which book had the best personality this year? I don't have a lot of books with personalities. Contrary to popular belief, let you know, I'm not a savage. I did get for science. I did get the volleyball big girls book. I'll go with that. Why not? It is the thick edition. Thick. A funny question. I don't want to go into detail here because a lot of people are tuning in. There are people that watch the Thursday streams because of the times that I've tagged the other co-host. They're more popular, right? They bring in different viewers. So those people watch just this stream, and I don't want them to get the bad idea that I'm this manga degenerate that's only about personalities in my collecting. But my collection does have personality of its own, with all the yokai and supernatural books that I collect. I got into Dandadan this year. When it came out, everybody was fussing over it. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool and wacky. But the anime started, watched it, loved it, and started getting the manga. I wasn't going to grab it because it is a Shonen Jump title, and I know it's going to be super long running, at least 30, 40 volumes. That's insane. But it's an action-y, yokai-inspired book, and I love Turbo Granny as the cat. She is my favorite character. I love that so much. I am dying to get a figure or a plush of Turbo Granny. I can't wait for that. And so far, nothing. So please, companies, make that happen ASAP. She's my favorite of that series. So I got into Dandadan. That's fun. And yeah, going back to prospects, I think the biggest thing I want to do in 2025 is more essays, video essays. I've done a few. They're a lot of fun to make. I enjoy them. I think personally, I don't know. I think they're some of the best videos that I've made on my channel. I want to make more, but this is not a full-time gig. This is just my main hobby. And it takes a lot of time to research that stuff and make a compelling essay, right? And then recording and editing, and more kudos to the manga tubers that make that stuff, because that's where the views are from what I've seen. But I was supposed to make them this year, but stuff happened. It's been a crazy year outside of YouTube. I have one that's about Call of the Night. I've delayed it multiple times because I haven't read the finale of it, and I'm waiting to own the full series and then do that deep dive and talk about why I like it so much and the whole vampire aspect and the fact that it deals with how it combines the nature of vampirism, that's fancy, with wanderlust and puberty and uh, growing up and how that relates with the nightlife scene and a bunch of stuff that I want to chat about. But I need to have all the volumes with me before I can do that. Another volume or another essay that I want to make is on yokai manga, the history of it, the influences that it has had throughout the history of manga in Japan, and where it's at right now. That's something that's a passion project, but that is going to take a lot of work. And I'm going to work hard on it so that it comes out at some point in 2025. So there you go. H Field got caught up with over 100 chapters of Dandadan this past year and had a really fun time. I'm currently taking a break and letting a bunch of chapters build up. I'm also going to sell my volumes of Dandadan that I own physically because I decided I really do not need to be collecting it. I can read it on the Manga Plus and now Shonen Jump app too. That was what I was going to do, but I really like the art so much that I want to own it physically. But I'm in no rush to get it because it's a super popular series. So it's not going to be difficult to grab. Most of I only have like 4 or 5 volumes, and most of them I've gotten for cheap. Like it'll go on sale randomly at like the Bezos website. I'll see a random volume at like $7. I'm like, okay, cool, $7, I can do that. KC, looking forward to it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been wanting to talk about it. I mentioned it on Blue Sky. I'm not going to name anybody. I'm not that kind of guy. I saw a manga tuber post a video. They made a collection tour vid, whatever. Those get a lot of views. People love watching that. I needed to hear people yapping about books. So while I was working, I would leave that on in the background. And they were going over their collection, which was pretty cool, big, blah, blah, blah. And at some point, they get to the indie section. And in the indie section, they had the audacity to put in Nononba from Shigeru Mizuki. And I literally went, what? What are we doing? What is happening? There's so much misinformation about one of the goats of manga that it just blew my mind. I thought, I need to make this video happen. I need North American audiences to realize that they need to know about Shigeru Mizuki and the influence that he had over the years in the manga industry, from your seinens to your shoujos to your shonen to your anime to your video games. Yokai are a fundamental piece of Japanese pop culture, and it is a shame. It is insane that North American audiences don't know anything about Mizuki aside from the random mention of Gegege no Kitaro. So I want to do that. Yeah. The problem is I don't consider myself good at any of this. That's my secret. So I second guess myself constantly when I make videos. Yokai, absolutely. They've always been there. We would not have Pokemon, for example, without yokai. Yes, they're mostly based on animals, but a good chunk of Pokemon mythology and lore and some of the creatures are based on yokai. Like I saw this guy on TikTok, rest in peace, maybe? I don't know. I saw this guy on TikTok saying like the real origin of Voltorb is that it was this failed experiment to replicate this Pokeball thing. I'm like, no, dude, it's a Tsukumogami. It's based on a yokai. That's it. And I left a comment there too. A bunch of people liked my comment. Like, why are you making stuff up? It's based on Japanese yokai. Same with the oh my gosh, the fairy key Pokemon thing. It's also based on a Tsukumogami. or the Sword and Shield one, or the Anchor Ghost. Yeah. So there you go. Those are some of my ramblings in my head. You can follow me on my YouTube channel, Manga Geekdom, and on socials. You can search for me on Blue Sky and Twitter. Just type Manga Geekdom, and we can chat over there. James posted the link. Here's the invite. You can join the my Discord channel. We have a lot of fun there, goofing off and talking about pop culture stuff. I'd appreciate it if you give us a follow, a solicit. I don't know what you call it. I'm not an expert on Discord. Sorry. Here's my Blue Sky link. I'm dying. You can follow me there. Thank you so much, James. That's going to be it for now. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. It's a weird episode. I didn't anticipate to be going this long, but I've been rambling, so that's good. We'll be back tomorrow, or the other Omnibros will be back tomorrow. James, you have my permission to spam about the burgers and the Scarlet Witch thing. Go for it. Amazing stream tonight. Thank you so much. Take care, anyone. See you all next time. Have an amazing holiday and New Year. Thank you all so very much. Thank you, Kane. Thank you, everybody. God bless. Stay safe out there. I wish you all nothing but the very best. We'll be back next time. You'll see me next Monday for hauls, previews, reads, all that fun stuff. Peace out. Stay safe, homies. Love you. I'm going to leave you with, not the cat. Oh, I'm going to leave you with Godzilla as I say goodbye. Have a great one. See you on the next one.